entertainment. This is a fun one. So go ahead and put in there what you do in your household for entertainment. I consider myself to be very, very lucky. Living right outside of DC, we have, like, you could never run out of things to do that are free. That are, we have Wolf Trap nearby. It's a beautiful outdoor space for concerts and music. And while they're not always free, sometimes they do have free events. That's really cool. Recently, my fiance, he is a high school teacher. So we started going to the plays at the high school, and it's such a nice, like, wholesome, very cheap evening where you can do something different. You can support your local community, and it doesn't cost that much money. Yeah, cutting off cable. I have not had cable for a very long time. Yeah. Yep. And a tip for streaming services, if you have fallen into that pit of having, endless amounts of streaming services, one of the things you can do, and I actually learned this from one of my good friends here at Pinnacle, Janine, is you go in and log out of all of them, like log out fully of all of your streaming services, and then give you and your family a time frame. It's like, hey, let's go ahead and log out fully, and then let's revisit in a month later. And go back, and I promise you there's going to be at least one of those streaming services that you did not bother to actually log back into. And that tells you that's not a streaming service you should be paying for. A lot of times we just, what's going to happen is you're going to go into Netflix, and if you really want to watch that show, you are going to figure out what the password and the email is and everything, and you're going to get in there, right? But sometimes you're going to realize, you know what? Not worth it, and then you switch to another streaming service and you're good to go, and a month later you realize, yeah, that amount we were paying there was not worth it. Also, with streaming services, nowadays there's a lot of promotions for getting the streaming service for free through other providers. For example, I have Verizon, and Verizon gives us, I believe it's like two different streaming services. I think it's either Disney Plus and one other one for free through Verizon. So there's things you can do like that to make sure that you get the perk without paying for it. Yep, you can also pause them. Yeah, we typically tend to do that. We tend to binge one show or something in one of them, so you can pause it for that month, enjoy one of them, and then jump back to the other one whenever you need to. Yes, going to the library. I love that. I recently learned how much is at the libraries. One of the libraries near me actually has a full-on setup for you to, like, make vinyl T-shirts and everything. You just have to bring your own vinyl and the T-shirt, obviously, but they have all the machines there, machines that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but they have them at the library, and the library card is free. You don't even have to be from that county to be part of it. There's a lot of resources like that to the libraries. I'm also a big hiker, so libraries will give you passes to the local parks. If any of them require passes or they have a fee to get in, you can go to the local library, and a lot of them will have the pass for you that you can rent out. Yeah, there's free zoos, museums. They always have free days. Yeah, Black Friday sales. Love that. Yeah, there's a lot of ways. The best practice that you can do for your family and you is, like, sit down and let's get everybody to talk about their favorite things they love to do, their entertainment, and then let's figure out from that list how can we save money in those particular ones. I know, like, for concerts, the earlier that you can buy, if you can be connected to the artist, like a web page, they will allow you to buy early, and that can sometimes be cheaper. Festivals, yep. Yeah, the library has a lot of streaming things that you can do. Yeah, do not go to the movies. Very nice. I love it. I also, I'm not there in life yet, but I've always envisioned being like the household that hosts all the kids and all the friends. That can also be a great way. And if you have a community where you guys can, like, rotate who's hosting, that can be a great way of, like, staying in touch with your community and, sharing the cost of being able to do things like that. I have a coworker who, her and her cul-de-sac, they do that. They do game night once a month, and once a month they rotate whose house it is at and who's hosting. And they get to have a lot of fun with it, and they get to share the cost.